watching KWQC TV, making a difference in the Quad Cities. Live from the Quad Cities, with Morgan Otier and Kyle Keel, this is Quad Cities Live.
Today on QCL, dozens of vendors are taking part in this weekend's Sip and Shop Spooktacular. We're getting the details on this interactive shopping scavenger hunt celebrating fall.
Plus, Quad City Arts is hosting a pumpkin carving masterclass this weekend with live demonstrations. We're getting a preview of some of these amazing creations.
And later, Playcrafters Barn Theater is here with the next show of the season, the classic Neil Simon comedy, The Sunshine Boys. We'll sit down with two of the show's actors. It is Friday, October 18th, and you're watching Quad Cities Live. Thanks for joining us. I'm Morgan Otier.
I'm Kyle Keel. October is National Pork Month, and the Machine Shed restaurant is helping us celebrate with a variety of exciting menu items. Chef Grunder is back in the QCL kitchen now and joins us with a preview of the special that's happening next week, and it's kind of got a fall theme to it.
Yeah.
And we're talking to pork tenderloin today.
Yeah, exactly. And I wanted to talk real briefly about pork tenderloin.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I mean, everybody kind of knows about the filet. If you're a beef person, you know,
Right.
the filet is the beef, you know, tenderloin. But this is the filet of pork. It's the pork tenderloin. And so it comes in a smaller version of what the beef tenderloin would look like. And so what you do is real simple, is you just take the silver skin off and you just peel that off. And the reason you want to peel that off is because if you don't, it's going to be stringy and tough, and so we want to just get that off there. And it's not that bad. Usually they come pretty cleaned up. You just want to get them so they're pretty decent and so that you have that cleaned up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cut them into what we do is about 1.5 ounce to 2 ounce medallions.
Okay.
So we just cut those so that they're like this. And then what we do is we just kind of give them a good press with our hand to kind of give them, and you can use a meat mallet on this if you want. So that what we're going to do is just give them, and then what I'm going to do is then just hand those over to you guys.
Oh, yeah.
And what we're going to do is we're going into the flour first. And now what we will do then is, Kyle, is if you want to, we're going to go ahead and add those pecans into that panko breading. So you just, all those pecans, you can dump them all in and then stir that up, okay?
All right. Got the gloves
and then
on
what
today.
Morgan's going to be doing is she's going to go ahead and take, and you're going to dredge that in the flour really well.
Okay.
And then we're just going to go, and what this is just some beaten egg, and just a little bit of milk that then she's going to go in next. Now, I'm sure you've seen that, you know, one thing you always want to do is you want to have a dry hand and a wet hand, right?
Okay.
Because you're really good in the kitchen. You got to make sure you always have a dry hand and a wet hand. So that we're going to go ahead.
Good at making a mess.
Yeah. So you're going to go in then, and you're going to go ahead, and that's going to be your wet hand now. So then this then will be your dry hand. So
don't mix it up.
And then you're going to go ahead and give them to Kyle over there.
Gosh, okay.
And then what Kyle's then going to do is you're going to give him a pretty good press in that, Kyle. That you're going to go ahead and kind of push those down and flatten them out a little bit and get them coated. So did you mess up already?
No, I didn't. I almost messed up my dry hand and my...
So then what we're going to do also is this comes with some candied apples and onions. And so what we've done is we've just sauteed some apples and some onions over here and sauteed that. And then we're just going to go ahead and add some brown sugar.
Ooh, okay.
You're doing
lots
great.
of flavor.
You're on it. You're on it. So then what we've done is we've got these over here that we have went ahead and browned up. And you can see once you cook them that this is what they will look like.
They look amazing.
Once you've just taken and just put a little bit of margarine in a pan and you've just went ahead and just cooked those into a golden brown. And so, you know, one of the things that is a little kind of, people kind of tend to think that pork should be all the way like done, okay?
Then it's dry.
And it is, you're right, especially with a lean piece of meat like this because it doesn't have any fat in it. And if you cook that to the point where it's so done that it's just like charcoal, it's going to be dry. So you want to, the pork producers always say, think pink. Because you wanted just a little pink color to it. And it's not, the days, years and years ago, they used to have this thing called trichinosis.
Yeah.
And that was from people feeding their hogs leftovers from the scraps on the table.
Okay.
Hog farmers don't do that. Okay. It's very precise.
So we don't have to worry about that.
Don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
So then what we've got here is this is going to be our sauce. So Morgan, if you want to go ahead and ladle some of that onto there, you can deglove.
My wet hand or my
deglove. All right. So can go ahead and put some of the caramelized apples. And then what we're going to do is we're going to thicken. This is a Dang root beer sauce, okay?
Dang root beer sauce.
Yeah, so it's a butterscotch that we've just went ahead and just going to add a little slurry to that. How you doing? You doing great?
I'm having a lot of fun.
And then we're just going to add just a little bit of cornstarch to this. And then what that is going to do is thicken this butterscotch root beer. Okay? And then this is going to go on top of our apples and everything that you've got there. This will just take just a real quick second. And this Dang root beer we sell at the Machine Shed.
Perfect.
It is excellent. It's a butterscotch flavor. I'll have to leave you some. It is
gosh.
fantastic. And then what we do
Nice sizzle.
is just take,
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
is put that over top.
It smells so good in
And
here.
that's it. That's exactly how it should look at your home.
Oh, my goodness.
Or you can
Amazing.
just come to the shed and then we can just make it for you.
Yeah,
I think that's what I would do.
I feel like that's what I would do too.
Although this didn't
because-
seem too hard, but
No, but you didn't have a wet hand and a dry
That's
hand.
true.
Yeah,
I
so
just had to mix
you
it all
don't
together
know
with one hand. Exactly.
what I went through.
I don't know the toughness of this.
Yeah.
But that looks incredible.
Oh gosh. And so what do you serve that with on the side?
So we serve it with obviously those
dig
shed
in.
fixins, coleslaw, cottage cheese, homemade bread. And then what we also want to do is we want to accompany this one with either a fresh broccoli and wild rice and that
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of thing. So it is just, it's a Swedish kind of, you know, when I say Swedish, I don't mean the nature, but it's just a little sweet tang, but the pecans are going to give you a nice crunch too.
Oh,
So
very nice.
it's
And we're
gonna be
taking a look at those specials. So this week was the pork trio, but what you just showed us how to make
Yep.
is the special all next week
Yep.
at the Machine Shed.
Yep.
Wonderful, because it's pork month.
Yes.
We love
and I'm
it.
going to give
Fork
this
some pork.
You're gonna try it?
pecan crusted pork tenderloin a try here.
Okay.
Make sure it's not hot. I made that mistake last time.
You did. What do you think? Good. Seal of approval. Amazing. And Jeff's going to be sticking with us for the show because we're going to make something completely different in about, I don't know, 25, 35 minutes from now. Here's all the information for you, though, for the Machine Shed located there on Northwest Boulevard in Davenport. We got the phone number on the screen as well as the website if you want to take a look at those specials again or just take a look at the entire menu. Jeff, thank you, and we'll be
Nice
back
job,
with you in a
Chef.
little
Very
bit.
delicious.
Yes,
You bet.
yes, thank you.
You bet.
Up next on QCL, a fall shopping scavenger hunt. We'll learn more about what to expect at this weekend's Sip and Shop Spooktacular at the Shameless Chocoholic.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
It officially feels like fall, which makes now the perfect time to shop for the season. And this weekend's Sip and Shop Spooktacular is making that very easy for all of us. Joining me now are organizers Rebecca Burns, owner of the Shameless Chocoholic, and Bianca Williams, co-owner of Fresh Flavors Salsa. Ladies, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, great stuff to talk about. This is going to be a really fun event this weekend. So Rebecca, tell us all about it because it's happening at the Shameless Chocoholic, correct?
It is. We are going to open up our back parking lot and also our kitchen, and we're going to, kind of clean it out and put some vendors in there so you'll be able to walk through. We'll have a food truck in the back parking lot and some vendors back there. And then you can come through. There's going to be kids games. There's going to be lots of things to see. Come out through the front. We're going to have some live music from 1 to 3 and then on into the chocolate shop to get your swag.
Amazing. So this is 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. this Sunday. So
Yes.
it's Sunday only. Make sure that you mark that down somewhere. Where did you come up with the idea to do something like this?
It kind of came out of I hate to say necessity, but this year has been so tough on so many small businesses.
Yes.
We didn't know that we would even make it through this year. And so I put my kitchen up for rent, parts of my kitchen for rent, and I met some amazing people.
Oh, wow.
Bianca being one of them.
Wow. Thank
And so, it really came to me that people are really struggling right now, and we need to support each other. As small businesses, I have an area that I can do that.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to host something and invite some unique vendors in.
I
and
love that.
Also bring people down to downtown Bettendorf to know that there are businesses down there.
There are businesses down there. It is a great spot, and there's so much that's been happening in downtown Bettendorf that people may not even be aware of. So that is fabulous. And I think, too, once people realize, like you just saying that, they're like, yes, I'm there. I'm going to go and get whatever I need from these vendors, from these small businesses. So amazing. Let's talk about each of your businesses before we get into everything that you brought with you here today. So, Bianca, tell us about your salsa.
Yeah, we're Fresh Flavor Salsa Company. We have have a mild, medium, and a hot flavor. And we brought some for you to try, of course.
Perfect.
We have a couple samples here. So we're very excited, to be partnering with the Shameless Chocoholic for this event. We've done smaller pop-up shops in the past, but what kind of sets us apart is that we have 20 vendors and, a scavenger hunt throughout the event. And so, the community will really be able to go up to each booth and get a real feel for the, attention to detail that it takes for small business owners to produce their product.
Absolutely. And, Rebecca, I was going to ask, I was reading all about this event, and it says hand-picked vendors for this event. So how did you kind of narrow down and curate, I guess is a better word, when you had this vision in your mind for this event? How were you able to do that? Because there are so many folks out there.
There are. We wanted unique vendors, people that hand make their products as well. We have Dipped by Melanin, who does hand
Sorry, I'm crunching.
coconut candles.
Oh, wow.
They're amazing. There's no sulfates or phthalates in it. They're amazing quality. She does it in her home.
Oh, wow, that sounds really good.
We also have Infuse 123, who she runs part of my kitchen, but she makes these cocktail mixes. So you just put your alcohol in.
Oh, is that what that is?
It is.
Oh, look,
You
there's
let it
samples.
infuse.
Oh, yes. And look at that. There are samples.
There are.
We love a sample.
So this is her hibiscus ginger.
Okay.
You use a ginger beer in it.
Oh my gosh, that smells amazing.
Yes.
Wow, what a good idea. Okay, I'm gonna try.
And then she also does like sugar cubes. Her caramel sugar cubes are outstanding.
This is outstanding. Wow.
Yes.
Amazing. What was this one? Hibiscus
That's
ginger?
the hibiscus, yeah, with ginger beer.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
Yeah. And then she does some dessert ones. This one is a s'more for the fall season.
Can I try it, or did you guys want it?
Absolutely.
Okay. It's Friday. It's not 5, but it's Friday. Okay, which one was this? A s'mores?
That's the s'more.
Incredible. Oh my gosh, because the flavor is really there, and you wouldn't, I don't know why you wouldn't think that, but like, what a cute way to display it, and then, oh, an easy thing to do. I love this.
They're great for gifts. They're great for pretty much anything. If you
Oh,
just
they
wanna
are
take
great.
it home and
Make
have
yourself a fancy cocktail.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Talk a little bit about Shameless Chocoholic, because what you do is amazing, incredible. Are these your caramel apples?
They are.
Oh my
So we
gosh.
use all of our caramel apples come fresh from Stone's Apple Barn.
Oh, nice.
So we do their
Still supporting local.
It is.
I love it.
Again, well, we do all their caramel apples for them. So we use a fresh Honey Crisp, and we don't have tiny apples. Our apples are
No, they're
significant.
huge. Yeah.
But we do a variety of different kinds of, apples, from just your basic caramel peanut to some of the more gourmets, like a milk chocolate sea salt or a turtle or an apple pie.
And they're beautiful too.
Thank you.
Like, I think that is another huge part of it, is like the presentation of everything that you guys do is just there. It's up there. I mean, if this could be for you, of course, but all of this stuff makes great gifts.
It does.
As well. Okay, tell us about the scavenger hunt aspect of this.
Yeah, so at each vendor booth, there is a small QR code that will be hidden within the booth. So you really have to look and be engaged and emerge with the vendors. And then once you scan it, it'll take you directly to their Facebook page, where we request that you go ahead and give them a like. So we get that digital engagement as well. And then at the end, there are gift bags for the completed scavengers.
Wow.
And they have various things from people in the community, people that were actually vendors at the event, the Shameless Chocoholic fresh flavors. So, yeah.
Little goodies in the goodie bags, in the boo bags. They're called boo bags.
Yes, the boo bags.
Right?
And the good thing about the boo bag is it's like a little trick-or-treating bag, too. So.
I love that. And once again, bring the kids, right? This is a very family-friendly event. Yes, we're going to be shopping, but there's going to be little things for the kiddos to do there
There's
as well.
boo bags for the kids
And
as
there's
well.
boo bags for the kids. I have to say, whoever thought of the idea of the scavenger hunt, what a great idea. What a way to get your business out there and make sure that people are following along. Very cool. Well, this Sip and Shop Spooktacular is this Sunday, October 20th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Shameless Chocoholic. That is located on State Street there in downtown Bettendorf. Bianca, Rebecca, thank you so much for doing this today. I had so much fun with you. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. Well, up next, if you're not a pro at carving pumpkins, then you don't want to miss this weekend event hosted by Quad City Arts. We'll meet the artist behind an upcoming pumpkin carving masterclass and check out some of his work next.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Halloween is less than 2 weeks away, and if you're looking for inspiration on how to carve the perfect jack-o'-lantern, Quad City Arts is providing an opportunity to learn some techniques.
Yeah, the pumpkin carving master class takes place tomorrow in Arts Alley over in Rock Island. David Smith from Smith Studio and Gallery in Geneseo will be the visiting expert pumpkin carver, and he is visiting us today here on Quad Cities Live. David, welcome back to the show. Thanks for joining us.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah,
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, so you've brought a couple examples of your masterpieces here. So how long have you been carving pumpkins?
Well, when my daughter was very little, and she's in her 30s now, but we would have pumpkin events in our house, and all her friends would come over.
Oh, yeah.
But once we opened our art gallery, the Smith Studio in Geneseo, we started doing this and bringing in more and more. So the last big year for this in our studio was 2019, and we went through 50 pumpkins there that year, teaching kids and adults.
Amazing. Well, okay, let's get into it a little bit. So I see you have some drawings here that you brought.
Yeah,
so you
what we
sketch
do
it
is,
out?
we get some nice pumpkins, okay, and what I like to do is sit down, kind of eyeball that thing, and sketch out a quick little thing.
So, spend a few moments with it.
Yeah, we'll have paper, pencils at Quad City Arts tomorrow, and people can sketch out an idea. But what I'm going to be demonstrating is this type of high relief carving, digging into the pumpkin. So one of the first things we want to do is open the pumpkin and take out the guts. So,
and that was one of my questions for you. Even though we're not carving, like actually carving out the eyes and the mouth, you still want to take out the hollow parts.
Yeah, because we want to know how thick it is. So when we start, and we'll be talking a lot about this tomorrow, but when we start with a nice long knife, we always want to cut into the pumpkin at an angle. Never cut straight down. I know a lot of beginners cut straight down. First thing that happens, the lid falls right in.
Guilty.
Okay, it's nice to put a notch in it somewhere. Okay, but we gut it so I can feel how far I've carved. The idea is not to carve through. Carving through is fine. Okay, but there's different ways to carve, and this is a way that I highly like. So once we have it emptied, this becomes a very important tool, an old rag. Because we like to take a rag, this is half a towel, twist it up, tie it kind of into a knot, because what this is going to do, it's going to allow us to balance the pumpkin on the ring so it doesn't hit the floor.
Makes sense.
So, that would be bad.
Yes, I have been frustrated by having my pumpkin hit the floor. So
I've been frustrated carving a pumpkin.
Yeah, me too.
Just, you know,
it all
the knife's
sounds
not
good,
going
right? The gingerbread house, the pumpkin carving, and then you do it, and you're like, oh, that's why we need you.
Exactly. That's why we need this master class, and you're going to provide all the tools available. It's going to come in.
These are the sharp tools. We'll be asking people using sharp tools to sign a waiver. But here are the kid-safe tools. So we also have plenty of those for kids. So this event is tomorrow from 1 till 4. They will be cleaning up about 3:30. At Quad City Arts, there at their Arts Alley. That's the new area to the side door.
Beautiful,
And they just poured the concrete, I think, about a month ago. I'm not sure. But Dawn Rollfoot Metello asked me to come and do this, and I think this may be the first event in the Arts Alley. The murals look great painted there on the walls, and I'm glad to work with them so that Quad City Arts and Smith Studio and Gallery can work together bringing this to kids.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity to go check that new space out for sure.
It's free, so they do ask that you sign up. So go to Quad City Arts website, click on events, you'll find it. It pops right up. Click on it, just put down your name and phone number.
One on the screen.
And
did you do all these?
Yeah.
The amount of detail just is
that was
mind-blowing.
that one I really like. I did that,
I love
and
it.
I dropped it off at the Pancake House around the corner.
Oh my gosh.
in Rock Island.
In Rock Island.
That's so kind.
And the owner told me when he went to chef school, he learned how to carve ice. Nobody showed them how to carve a pumpkin.
Oh my gosh.
That's all you really think of.
So,
and then there you were with Paula.
Yep.
This is amazing. So you're going to show people how to carve in this style.
Yes.
Here. Okay.
Yes.
And what did you call that again?
It's a high relief. We dig as deep as we can into the pumpkin. So there are some techniques, like on this pumpkin, right here at the mouth. You dig in, you're going to make the teeth, but then you go sideways into the pumpkin meat to get it looking like it's coming out as much as possible.
Kind of gives that 3D effect,
Look at that.
All right, so people can bring their own pumpkins to carve, but Quad City Arts actually is going to be providing pumpkins as well that people can purchase.
It's a free event. Sign up. It's free if you bring your own pumpkin.
Sure.
When you sign up, there'll be a little box you can check, and Quad City Arts will supply the pumpkin for a $5 fee.
Oh, nice.
Which $5 is a really good price if you've
to do the
looked at
whole
pumpkins.
class and everything like that. That's really, really cool.
Yeah, and like I said when my daughter was little, you don't make the mess at your house.
Hey, there you go. That's the best part. There's not much cleanup.
It's going to be a beautiful day.
Yeah.
They told us in the weather station over here, they said it's going to be a beautiful day. The wind's going to cut down.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great location for this.
Oh my gosh. What a fun event.
So much fun.
To be able to share all your knowledge with everybody.
Yes.
Yeah,
Very nice.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll tell stories about pumpkins. I'll be telling the story about the pumpkin tree. Yes, there is a pumpkin tree.
Okay.
And is a pumpkin plant, is it a fruit or a vegetable? Come and find out.
I feel like I should know this. I feel like that's been a trick question before.
Is it
Well,
a fruit?
we're going to be teaching people about it.
You're not going to tell me.
Yeah, so before people can dive into their own pumpkin, you'll be giving some live demonstrations.
Demonstration will be like 15 minutes.
Perfect.
Okay.
And there'll be helpers there to help you. And Quad City Arts is doing a good job bringing this brand new event to the Quad Cities.
They really are.
Definitely. Well, the Pumpkin Carving Masterclass is taking place tomorrow in Arts Alley over in Rock Island. The event is free to attend, as David mentioned, but Quad City Arts will be providing pumpkins to purchase for just $5. You do need to register for the class, so you can head to quadcityarts.com/events. David, as always, thanks for stopping by today.
Yeah. Really
My pleasure,
appreciate
of course.
This is beautiful.
Yeah,
Thank you
love
so
it.
much.
Thank you.
Much more to come in our next half hour of QCL, including a preview of a play opening tonight, Playcrafters Barn Theater in Moline, and we're getting the details on it. It's called The Sunshine Boys.
And later, Chef Grunder is back in the QCL kitchen for more upcoming featured items on the menu at the Machine Shed restaurant.
But first, we are seeing a small warm-up as we head into the weekend. Chief Meteorologist Eric Maitland has your full forecast next. The Playcrafters 2024 season is well underway with a new show opening tonight. It's Neil Simon's classic comedy, The Sunshine Boys. Here to tell us about it are two of the show's actors, Kendall Burnett and Pat Flaherty. Kendall and Pat, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
Yes, congratulations. It's an exciting day for you. I'm sure you're really looking forward to tonight. So Pat, why don't we start with you? Tell us a little bit about what this play is about, the storyline.
Two old comedians worked together for 43 years, very popular, and through that 43 years, they learned to despise each other through their little idiosyncrasies and habits they have that just got to be too much for them, and it tore up their relationship and actually their lives too.
Yeah. And so things probably ensue, right? From what I understand, they come back together again.
That's right. CBS is planning a comedy reunion show.
I see.
So they're bringing back the old vaudeville team of Lewis and Clark.
Okay.
And we haven't spoken in 12 years.
Okay.
So we have to get together and rehearse, and then we have to do the show. So
Oh, wow.
problems occur.
Okay, I would imagine. And with it being Neil Simon, obviously, it's expected to be very funny if you haven't seen it before. Yeah. Kendall, talk about the character that you play. Describe your character.
I play Al Lewis, and I am the one who retired from the act,
Okay.
leaving Willie really without a job, and that's why he's harboring a lot of resentment partly, and
Okay.
so I'm the quieter one that's come back to do this, and
I see. Okay.
a little apprehensive, but
So you're the pair, both of you play, you're the pair at the center
are the
of all of
Sunshine
this.
Boys.
You are the Sunshine Boys. Okay, so tell us a little bit about your character.
I'm Willie Clark, and I'm just as mean as you can be.
Okay.
And spiteful and
I can't believe
funny
that.
and biting, and a great character. Really is a sensationally written character by Neil Simon.
Yeah, I can imagine. So this play actually premiered on Broadway back in the early 70s. That's what I have here. So after all of these years, Kendall, I'll start with you. How do you put your own personal touch as an actor on a character really that has been done so many times?
well, I try not to revisit what others have done.
Sure.
I try to just read it a handful of times and see if it's saying something to me.
Yeah.
And that's where I like to go and try to draw my characters from.
Okay.
hopefully it works.
Yeah, I'm sure. I have no doubt. I have no doubt that it does.
I have doubts.
Pat, so when thinking about the entire play, what would you say is your favorite part of the play or your favorite scene? Is there something that really stands out to you?
There's just so much that's so much fun. I love the nurse's scene with Teresa. It's just wonderful because he's just had a heart attack and he is that rotten patient. He just really is. And she deals with him exceptionally well. But it's really hard to pick out a favorite scene. It's just all top-notch Neil Simon stuff.
Yeah,
it really is.
That's a sign of a good piece, for sure. Tell us a little bit more about the cast. Roughly how large is the cast, or how many other characters will we be seeing on stage?
We've got 8 people.
8 people?
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Very nice. So, Kendall, the Barn Theater, for anyone who's never been, describe the space for us and how that works with this specific play.
Well, the Barn Theater is unique in that it has a regular stage and then it has a proscenium coming off, and we have guests sitting on 3 sides of the stage. So that makes acting a little bit different and a little more personal up front.
Yeah.
And a lot of the play is set down on the front stage, as it usually is at Playcrafters, with certain scenes being done in the back. So
wow, yeah, it is such a unique way to see it.
You're very close to the people, but sometimes 3 or 4 feet.
That is just wild to me, and that must be different, I mean, for the actors as well.
It is.
So, Pat, what is one thing or a couple of things that you would want the audience to take away from seeing this performed?
I just want them to laugh. I really do. It's hard to say, you know.
That's great. I think that's a great answer.
Well,
we all want to be entertained, right? That's why we go and we see shows like this, and it sounds like it's a funny one.
One of our characters, the nurse, is played by Teresa Moore, who has also been a director.
Yep.
She was the director that first cast me when I came back to theater 3 years ago. So I've been in 2 of her shows. So I blame her.
Did you hear that, Teresa? You're being blamed for something, okay? Let's get the information on the screen for folks. Performance dates for the Sunshine Boys. They are tonight and tomorrow night at 7:30, along with a Sunday matinee at 3 p.m. Also, next weekend, the 25th and the 26th at 7:30, and the 27th at 3 p.m. For details about the show, for tickets, just visit playcrafters.com or just call the Barn Theater at the number on your screen. Pat and Kendall, thank you so much for being here today. It sounds like it's going to be just a lot of fun.
Well, thank you very much for having us.
Absolutely, of course. Well, stick with us, because coming up after the break, the Machine Shed restaurant is back in the QCL kitchen with a look at another featured dish.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Welcome back to Quad Cities Live. The Machine Shed restaurant is giving away some of its secrets this afternoon. Morgan and I getting our gloves on, helping Chef Grunder out. He's in our QCL kitchen with more on some incredible upcoming menu items. You know, we talked about the pecan glazed chicken or crusted pork, and you just had a bite.
I just had a bite. It's amazing.
It's amazing. So this next dish we're going to talk about, full honesty, it intimidates me. It scares me a little bit because it's Brussels sprouts, and I think others might think the same thing. Morgan, you're a big fan of Brussels sprouts.
I do. I really like Brussels sprouts.
But this is a little different because you're kind of zhuzhing it up a little bit.
We are.
Yeah.
We are. And, you know, I wanted to bring Brussels sprouts to show. So this is out of my garden.
Yeah.
So this is what they look like when you get them. And then what you do is just take and just cut off the little
That is
pearls,
so wild to me that I did
pearls,
not know.
and you just cut them off, and then, you know, it is a little painstaking job, but it's a good one to do.
It's worth it.
It's a good one to do with a beer and just sit out back like I did.
I was going to say, you're saying from experience.
Yes, and so I just took, and you know, you just take them and you cut them in half. And then these outside leaves, you might have to peel a little bit because they do sometimes get a little, you know, like maybe an insect has bit on them. So you just pull that off.
Okay, you pull off the outside ones. Okay.
So what we've done here is we've just went ahead and browned our bacon and pulled out our bacon because we don't want it to burn. So, you know, so now we're just going to go ahead and throw in, and you take your Brussels and you take and you clean them,
Okay.
and then rinse them, and then try to pat them dry.
Okay.
Because if you put a lot of water in this, you're going to have a lot of splatting going on. So then what we're going to do is we're just going to put in a little bit of granulated garlic.
It's about to smell good in here.
And then also then just a little bit of chopped minced garlic. Yes. So then we're going to let those just cook. We're not going to mess with them too much. If anything, what I do sometimes, and Morgan, you said it earlier, I like to get them kind of positioned so you can get some crispy on them.
Yeah.
Because you want that crispiness to happen.
On the outside,
yes. And so this process is going to take probably about 7 to 8 minutes.
Okay.
And they're just, and like I said, you're just going to let them cook. It
smells so good.
And you're just going to flip them. And when they start getting brown, then you're just going to start moving them
Gotta
around.
hang out. Bring your beer.
Yep, exactly.
There you go.
If you have, otherwise you might have to get another. So then what we've done is after that's done and those have cooked and gotten crispy, then what we have is where we're at right here. Now, two different things you can do. If you wanted to, we have balsamic vinegar.
Okay.
But sometimes people don't like that because that balsamic vinegar will make a little bit of a kind of a taste that maybe some people just aren't really keen to.
Sure.
But also the thing that's also about it is that balsamic vinegar will also take some of that crispiness away.
Oh, we don't want to do
Because
that.
then what you're going to do then is that's going to soften and almost make a sauce. Okay. So
you have a choice to make.
Yeah, it's a choice of whether you want to do it. But either way, whichever way you want to do it, you want to serve these. And now what you could do is, after these are brown, throw them in the oven at about 450 degrees, like you had said, just to keep them really crispy. Because what you want is almost like the leaves get almost like just crumbly.
Yeah, they're like crunchy almost.
Yes, yes.
Want to get that good texture.
Yeah, and so then what you then will do...
Yeah, she's the fan of Brussels sprouts over here.
So then we're going to go ahead and we're going to throw some Parmesan cheese right on there. And I like to put Parmesan cheese, and then I throw it underneath the broiler for about 3 or 4 minutes also. So
should I just pour it out of the bowl?
Yeah, whatever you want to put on. Just throw whatever you want. And the thing is what's going to do with that Parmesan cheese, once you get it underneath the broiler, it's going to get crispy too. And then that's when you got that just perfect storm, because you got the crunchiness of the leaves, you got that crunchiness then of the Parmesan cheese, and then it's ready to serve. And then that's when you want to go to the table with it. So it's a simple dish.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones that we do serve sometimes at the Machine Shed as our vegetable of the day. And so it's not served every day, but it's one that...
It's a treat.
Yeah, it's one that if you come in and we're running Brussels sprouts, that's kind of
Are
what
you going
we'll
to
do.
try one?
Yeah, you know what? I think I am going to try one. First time, I think. I may have had one when I'm younger, but I don't remember. But
You blocked it
with
out.
the bacon and stuff, yeah, I blocked it out.
You blocked
With the
it out.
bacon and the Parmesan cheese.
I know.
Yeah,
I don't wanna-
and you know, the thing is I think that, you know, we talked about this a little bit a couple weeks ago, Morgan.
Like it?
Is that, you know, your kids, trying to get them to eat things.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to let your kids try to experience this. Cook with them in the kitchen. And because this is something that you can have them help you cut, you know, the Brussels sprouts and kind of let them put the cheese on and do those things. Then they become a little bit more interested in trying it.
They want to try what they help make.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and that is huge.
Yeah, and then we have a really nice little small piece of carrot cake.
You brought
Just
me
a small
you
one.
brought me a tiny piece of cake. That was so kind of you.
I mean, look at that.
And that
was
is one that we
amazing.
have
It's carrot
every day at the. Yeah, that is our carrot cake from scratch, and we also have a chocolate cake that's the exact same size as we serve at the shed.
Well, I mean, look at how thick that is. All that icing.
Gotta get myself to the machine shed.
Oh, yes.
For sure.
That's one you can definitely, you know, you could split that with 3 people, or you could just.
Or
take
you
the
could
whole-
just
I
take
mean,
it home yourself.
That's right.
No shame, right?
No shame. Whatever you want to
No
do.
judgment.
I mean, you just got done eating Brussels sprouts. It's all
Yeah,
about balance.
right. You're right, Kyle.
I
It's-
love that.
It's
I
all
love
about
that.
balance.
Okay, well, the Machine Shed restaurant is located on Northwest Boulevard in Davenport. The address, the phone number are on your screen. If you want to take a look at the menu, you can visit machineshed.com/Davenport, as well as those pork specials they have going on throughout
good
the month of
stuff.
October. Chef, thank you so much
was
for being
great.
here. This was so much fun, as always.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, up next on QCL, our wins of the week, including an exciting fashion show event that benefited an important local nonprofit. That's next.
All right, it is time now for our wins of the week. Kyle, let's start with you.
Yeah, you know, you were talking your
It's a
win of
choke.
the weekend earlier this week was kind of lame. Well,
Yeah, it was.
I kind of repeated that lameness here for my win of the week.
Oh, darn.
It happens.
You know, sometimes you just got to kick back and relax, and that's exactly what I
Absolutely.
did last night. As you all know, my wife is like 9 months pregnant, and she said at 9 o'clock, Kyle, I want ice cream. So I went out and got ice cream
What a
for
good-
her and myself.
Yes.
Sit back
Kyle.
and watch some trash reality TV with no shame.
No.
And that was our Thursday night. We
Kyle
enjoyed
and I
ourselves.
bond over our love of trash reality
We
TV.
certainly do. We'll have a lot to talk about here on Monday.
We will. We really will. What kind of ice cream did you get?
I got a chocolate Oreo cheesecake malt.
Chocolate Oreo cheesecake malt. That sounds amazing.
I go big. I go big.
Darn.
It's
that
incredible.
sounds incredible.
Yes.
Oh, that's funny because last night Trash TV came to my house as it does every Thursday night. My 25-year-old daughter and I get together.
Oh, really?
That's the one time a week we really get to see each other. So last night we were up late watching Trash reality TV.
Hey,
You're going to have to tell me
Love it.
after the show what
Yeah,
you're watching.
okay.
Can't say it on TV.
We'll be
but
happy to do that.
Yeah.
But my win, kind of lame wins because I think a lot of us did this. We went out with my daughter. We saw the Northern
This
Lights.
is not lame.
This is
awesome.
amazing.
This does go back past this full week, but
Sure.
I'm not going to tell you where we go. And remember, when you're doing a time exposure, don't move because you get more chins than you actually have. And you have to squint, but there's a comment there. I saw that
Oh, that's
Tuesday
amazing.
evening
I haven't
of
gotten a
this
chance to see
week.
it either. Yeah,
So,
that's awesome.
Oh, those
Yeah.
are beautiful.
Yeah,
it was
great
quite
shots.
a display. Not quite as great as May, but really still.
It's great that you got in one.
Yeah.
And this is a better show than I saw in Iceland.
Okay, well, really?
Yes, yes.
And it's so rare, so we're so happy to get them.
Yeah, very, very cool. My win of the week was on Wednesday. I was honored to host MC the Dress for Success Recycle the Runway event. It was a ton of fun, and I was super impressed by the designers. I couldn't take very many pictures because I was on the stage the entire night,
Yeah.
but they are incredibly talented. The models did an amazing job. The theme was planting seeds of success, so I dressed like a flower,
there
which
you
is why I
go.
have included. And then I got to see David Bulman,
Yes,
of
of
course, Jake
course.
Eastburn's husband, and he
Yes.
was at the event. So it was great.
Yes.
Lots of great wins of the week. Thank you so much for watching.
I'll see you at 4.